Welcome back. Well, the National Bureau of Statistics third quarter GDP data highlights strong growth in the accommodation and food services sector as for Q3 2024, both nominally and in real terms compared to the same period in the previous year and the preceding quarter. However, its contribution to GDP, that's for nominal and real, showed mixed results, slightly decreasing compared to the third quarter of 2023, but improving from the second quarter of 2024. Well, joining me for this conversation now, we have Tosi Onofoye as a co-founder, CEO, Chow Central. And Chow Central, Y Combinator backed. This one is joining me right here in the studio. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much.
So I remember, at some point, not too far away, I remember when you would go to a restaurant, for some fine dining, maybe just the two of you. And you end up spending maybe 15,000 to about 30,000 now for two people. There was a time like that, fine dining. And it wasn't so long ago. But now we're seeing that get up to 90K or 100,000. So prices are going up, and we've seen food inflation that topped about 40% at some point, or came down back maybe about 38, and wound back up to about 39%. So talk to me about what's driving this restaurant inflation and how the businesses are navigating it so far.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Happy to be here. Speaking on inflation, right? So inflation is a big problem in Nigeria for every business, really. Particularly for those of us in the food space, inflation has been a pain in the ass, just to say, right? And I think every restaurant has to understand their target customer, and then follow on by streamlining their operations to suit their target customer, and still make a profit or build a sustainable business while doing that. So for us at Chow Central, right, what we have done is to provide affordable food to as many people as possible, and we have done that by streamlining our processes, right, having long-term partnerships with our suppliers as well. And these are the things that we've seen have been very critical to tackle inflation in Nigeria. Yeah.
Right, and looking at most of these restaurants, and seeing that food inflation is also rising at this point, how are you seeing demand for fine dining, so far in 2024, and festivities that's upon us, at this time? Do you think Nigerians will be going out there to these fancy restaurants and having, nice, lunch and dinner?
Yes, right. We can say that disposable income is shrinking, right? So people have less disposable income to spend on frivolities, right? But there's still a large market. In Nigeria, for example, we have over 200 million people. So we expect that a lot of people have to eat. Food is a necessity, so people have to eat. Now, as concerning fine dining, right, there's a decrease in the amount of people that are opting for fine dining. But for us, we're positioned more for affordable dining, right? And we've seen that continue to grow. A lot more people are seeking convenience day by day. So we are seeing that as long as you are able to position yourself to serve customers in this new business climate environment, you'll be able to continue to grow as a business.
So when you're talking about affordable dining, I guess the Amala joints are still doing pretty well.
Yes, so the Amala joints, despite the fact that they had to increase their prices, they are still doing pretty well. Exactly.
So we're seeing price rises, from fine dining all the way to affordable. And talking about, most of these Amala joints at this point, we're still seeing demand, still able to, cope with the price rises. They're not as astronomical as what we see with other segments, right?
Yeah, so by that you mean that we are still seeing demand even despite inflation, right? Yeah, so we're still seeing demand despite inflation, but that is because we've been able to go back to the drawing board and innovate. So at 500 Chow, what we have done is to, for example, come up with meal combos that reduce the prices for customers, right? So you want to essentially eat jollof rice, plantain, and a piece of protein. We understand that for lunch, that is all you need. And we have done that in a way that is affordable for you when you need lunch. So at a time where you have, let's say, loose cash in your pocket and you want variety, you want high margin meals, you can also come to the platform and you'll be able to get high margin meals. So most restaurants are, what we do, and I believe that's what most successful restaurants would do, is to have a menu that helps people when they need affordable meals, so they can get really affordable meals. And even at the time where they want to spend on other things, there's still other things on the menu to
I'm talking about, some of these affordable menus. I've seen some of these brands, come up with the, hungry man package, where you maybe have one piece of egg and maybe jollof rice and a couple of other, condiments. But, looking at those kind of menus, they're trying to help the customer get something affordable. But how is that, playing into revenue for most of these companies? Is it affecting them negatively or is it positive?
So it's positive, right, on bottom line revenue, and it's also positive on growth because we understand the problem. It just shows that you have a clear understanding of what the problem is and how to best meet your customers at their point of need. So you need to create an affordable combination of meals to serve customers in this business climate. But you still need to do it in a way that you are building your business to be a sustainable long-term business. So it needs to make business sense for you. So despite the fact that we have combos together, it's all architected and orchestrated in a way that it makes sense for the business long term, and we are able to serve our customers' needs. Yeah.
Right, and going into this Yuletide season, it's another Christmas, and some have described this Christmas as coming at a really, really difficult time. Where we're seeing petrol prices at levels we've never, seen before. We're seeing food prices high, price of a bag of rice, and all of that, high. So, what are you seeing for this Yuletide spending?
So for the spending in particular, right, we already know that the climate, the macroeconomic climate is not so good at the moment in Nigeria. So we expect to not see as much as we usually used to see last year, for example, right? But we still believe that we're going to see trend in people spending. A lot of people have worked really hard this year and they want to enjoy themselves by the end of the year. Speaking to what you earlier mentioned about the increase in fuel hikes and things like that, right? Our business is best situated to sort of solve that problem because we have a cloud kitchen model where we launch dark kitchens in strategic locations to help reduce delivery fees and make ourselves more accessible to customers easily. So it makes it cheaper. You don't have to move too far to get the food and things like that. So once again, it's really understanding the business climate and bringing out innovative solutions to solve it for the customers.
And looking at the food delivery business, we know even the dispatch riders are going through a lot, right now. And sometimes they pass on that aggression to the customer, sometimes not delivering the food on time or, having issues on getting to the location. And you hear they don't have maybe this permit or Lagos State permit or Ogun State permit and all of that. So how you seen that food delivery segment?
Yeah, so it's a booming segment, right? As regarding demand, a lot of people are seeking convenience. We've seen the trend move from people seeking cravings, and when maybe on your birthday you go out to eat. Now people are going out to eat when it's just because it's more convenient, right? So convenience is on the rise. And on the side of rider behavior, we leverage technology for these things. So a lot of things are being properly tracked using technology. With the rider's app, the mobile app the rider uses, you're able to look at his GPS, you understand where he is at every point in time. And that incentivizes the rider to want to deliver the food on time despite how he feels, right? So we don't rely on how he feels, we rely more on our system and our processes. And that has really driven us to make sure we can give our customers.
Well, it's quite interesting. I remember one experience I had with one rider, at some point. He was supposed to deliver food to me from a restaurant, but he didn't make it. He said his bike got impounded or something. Then he took that same food to go and return back to the restaurant the next day. Imagine my food staying overnight and going back to the restaurant, me losing money. So definitely that segment, there's a lot of reforms we need to see there, to make it smooth.
Yeah,
that's the whole process of getting food delivered and all that. But I also know you play in that industry where a lot of people, a lot of businesses, startups, we keep hearing of raises here and there. This startup has raised this amount and backed by this company. So talk to me about raising funds, at this time for business. Was 2024 easy, for raising money?
Well, so I would say that when it comes to raising capital, right, it really depends on the business you're building and your capacity, right? So for us, we've been building a long-term sustainable business, and raising capital has not been difficult for us because of what we're doing. And also looking at emerging trends, right? We are building a technology-enabled business. And in these times, technology is so important to, pushing your business and driving your business. So I think for us, because we've been able to put technology into our business and have it as a key driver for our growth, that has simplified fundraising for us. And yeah, I think that's an advice to every business owner. You need to incorporate technology into your business and use that to drive your business.
Right, and talking about incorporating technology, for your idea and all of that, what would you say is that sweet spot that investors are looking for? Right now, if you're trying to raise capital and you're watching this show now, you have that fantastic idea, but you don't know how to raise the capital. What would you say is that sweet spot investors are looking for that would be a no-brainer? They would invest in your business or give you that capital.
So as a builder myself, I wouldn't exactly know what an investor would want, but what I would say is, I wouldn't exactly know how they think, but what I would say is you need to really focus on building a business that can scale and a business that the unit economics make a lot of sense. So you're scaling a positive unit economics business where you make money from every single transaction and you don't have to be there for multiple or thousands of transactions to happen. So at 500 Chow now, we have multiple kitchens that we've set up. I'm here right now with you, right? And we have orders being delivered because we have processes, we have technology in place to ensure that these things can happen. And by the end of this year, we hope to open even 5 more kitchens. So it means that we have built our business in a scalable way. So if you want to easily build a business that investors will like, you need to build a positive unit economics business that is easy to scale or can scale.
Right, yeah. So it's not about your face or how you look, it's about what you're building at this point, and they'll pound there. They'll be like, take my money at this point. That's for the investors.
Well, so the thing is, yeah, because everybody has, like, if you have money in the bank,
right,
your money is best spent if you give it to somebody to make way more money for you, right, rather than just having it in the bank. So as long as they're able to see that this person is trustworthy, yes, this person is going to deliver on what they've promised, I think it's
and bankable. Thank you so much. It was great having you, Tosi Nofue, co-founder, CEO at Chow Central. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Have a good day.
All right, so there you have it. That's show today. Markets are open right now, and we see the last trading week of November. That is coming to an end, but we'll get a sense of what to expect for the Santa Rally. Is it going to happen? Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ladi Williams. I hand things over to the Sunrise Daily team.